Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare. Can you put on WhatsApp? It's gonna put up for me about. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna. Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare.
Jayam Vishnupad Paramahamsa Parivrajacharya Ashokatara Shishiman Divine Grace Srila A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada Ki Jayam Vishnupad Paramahamsa Parivrajacharya Ashokatara Shishiman Divine Grace Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Goswami Thakur Maharaj Ki Vrinda Ki ISKCON founder Acharya Srila Prabhupada Ki Brahmacharya Srila Haridas Thakur Ki Prem Kaho Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shri Vasudeva Gaur Bhaktivinoda Krishna Gopinath Shyam Kun Radha Kun Giri Govardhan Ki Vrindavan Ki Mayapurdam Ki Gangamai Yamunamai Ki Bhaktidevi Kalsidevi Ki Shri Harinam Sankirtan Ki Samaveta Bhaktivinoda Ki. It's our God, Premanande. All glorious the assembled devotees. All glorious the assembled devotees. All glorious the assembled devotees. All glorious to the Lotus feet of Shri Guru and Shri Guru. Namaste Narasimhaya. Namaste Narasimhaya. Hiranyakashipu Shila Tankana Ito Nishima Parato Nishima Yato Yato Yamitato Nishima Bahir Nishima Rigaye Nishima Narashima Madir Sharanam Prapadi Avakara Kamala Varenaka Adhuta Shinga Dalita Hiranyakashipu Tanu Bringa Keshavadrita Narabhare Rupa Jai Jagadisha Hare Jai Jagadisha Hare Jai Jagadisha Hare Tanu Bringa Keshavadrita Narahari Rupa Jai Jagadisha Hare Jai Jagadisha Hare Jai Jagadisha Hare Keshavadrita Narahari Rupa Jai Jagadisha Hare Jai Jagadisha Hare Jai Jagadisha Hare Narahari Rupa Jai Jagadisha Hare Jai Jagadisha Hare Jai Jagadisha Hare Jaya Nrsimhadev Jaya Nrsimhadev Nrsimhadev Jaya Nrsimhadev Jaya Prahlad Maharaj Jaya Prahlad Maharaj Prahlad Maharaj Jaya Prahlad Maharaj Dashirdev Bhagavan ki Bhakt Prahlad Maharaj ki
Hare Krishna, welcome to once again our virtual Sunday program. To all of you there on both Zoom as well as our Philadelphia YouTube channel, thank you for joining us. The good news is that the end looks near for our virtual programs, at least for Sundays. We've announced that starting on Lord Nityananda's appearance day, which is February 14th, we'll be hosting public programs once again in the temple. So not next Sunday, but the Monday right after. The temple will open up for public programs, and every Sunday subsequently after that, we plan on opening up. Of course, that could always change if there's any changes to the way the coronavirus continues. If it kicks up again, but there's no expectation of that right now. So that is good news. I know a lot of you are eager to get back and associating once again in the temple, having kirtan in the temple, and just being with each other. So it looks like we just have to hold out a little bit longer. Both our public programs as well as the Sunday school will also resume. That would be February 20th. So tonight, before we go to our Bhagavad Gita class, we want to first do a quick darshan, close-up darshan of the deities. And we encourage everybody to you can take yourselves off your mute and glorify Srila Prabhupada as well as our presiding deities. His Divine Grace, Srila A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada Ki.
Jai.
Parama Karuna Shri Gaur Nitai Ki.
Jai.
Jai.
Shri Jagannath Baladev Subhadra Maharani Ki.
Jai.
Jai.
Most beautiful lordships, Shri Shri Radha Sharad Bihari Ki.
Jai.
Jai.
So tonight we have with us Her Grace Revati Devi Dasi, disciple of His Holiness Radha Govinda Maharaj. Her and her family have been serving here at the temple here in ISKCON of Philadelphia for decades now. She's one of the Sunday school teachers for the older kids, and she's getting a break from the Sunday school today to spend time with us to share her reflections and realizations on the Bhagavad Gita. Last week we learned about the importance of a spiritual master as Krishna has instructed Arjuna. And today we're going to go to that next verse right after that, which continues that conversation. So, Mother Revati, Hare Krishna, thank you so much for joining us today and
Hare
being
Krishna.
with us.
Hare Krishna.
I am going to.
Can you make Radhika co-host?
Yes, I can. Give me 1 second, and that'll be done.
It's not right. Hare Krishna, everyone. So we'll be starting with singing Jai Radha Madhav prayers first. So first we'll sing Jai Radha Madhav prayers and then we'll continue. Hare Krishna. Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Vihari. Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Vihari. Jaya Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradhari. Jaya Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradhari. Yashodanandana Brajajana Ranjana. Yashodanandana Brajajana Ranjana. Jamuna Tira Vanachari. Vanachari. Jaya जय ओम विष्णुपाद परमहंस परिव्रजकाचार्य अष्टोत्तर श्रीमद एसी भक्ति वेदांत स्वामी महाराज शिला प्रभुपाद की जय। जय ओम विष्णुपाद परमहंस परिव्रजकाचार्य अष्टोत्तर श्रीमद भक्ति सिद्धांत सरस्वती गोस्वामी महाराज प्रभुपाद की जय। वैष्णव वृंद की जय। रामदास ठाकुर की जय। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद की जय।
जय।
कृष्ण गोप गोपीनाथ श्याम कुंड राधा कुंड गिरी गोवर्धन धाम की
जय। जय।
मथुरा वृंदावन धाम की जय।
जय।
माई की जय।
जय।
जय। देवी की
जय।
तुलसी महारानी की
जय।
संकीर्तन की जय।
जय।
भक्त वृंद की जय।
जय।
ग्रंथ श्रीमद भागवतम की जय।
जय।
भगवद गीता की जय।
जय।
गौर प्रेमानंदे
हरि हरि
हरि बोल।
all glories to assembled devotees.
हरे कृष्ण
Hare Krishna.
All glories to assembled devotees.
हरे
Hare Krishna.
All glories to assembled devotees.
Hare Krishna.
All glories, all glories, all glories to Shri Guru and Shri Gauranga. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. So, welcome everyone to this Sunday evening program and this Bhagavad Gita study, which we have been continuing from so many months actually. We started from chapter 1 and now we are on chapter 4. So we have been doing this systematic study, verse by verse, mostly we are taking and trying to understand Krishna's message, which he's giving to every one of us. So we'll be reciting the verse and translation and purport right now. So we'll start that. First we'll do Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Om Namo
भगवते
Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
So we'll reciting this chapter 4th, verse 35th verse. So I'm going to recite it first. So it's visible on the screen. So I'm starting now.
Yes.
Yajnatva punarmoham evam yasyasi pandava yena bhutanya sheshani drakshasi atmanatho mayi yajnatva punarmoham evam yasyasi pandava yena bhutanya sheshani drakshasi atmanatho mayi यज्ञात्वा न पुनर्मोहम् एवं यास्यसि पांडवा येन भूतानि शेषानि द्रक्ष्यस्यात्मन्यथो मयि. So anyone would like to recite? Maybe one or two volunteer. If not, then yeah, yes, Prabhu. Yeah.
Yajgyatva na punarmoham evam yasi pandava hinabhutani asheshani drakshashyat manyato mayi.
Thank you, Prabhu. So we'll be going with synonyms now. Just a minute. I think I can see this. So, yat, which, gyatva, knowing, na, never, punaha, again, moham, to illusion, evam, like this, yasyasi, you shall go, Pandava, O son of Pandu, yena, by which, bhutani, living entities, asheshani, all, drakshasi, you will see, atmani, in the super soul, atho, or in other words, mai, in me. So we'll read the translation now. Having obtained real knowledge from a self-realized soul, you will never fall again into such illusion. For by this knowledge, you will see that all the living beings are but part of the Supreme, or in other words, they are mine. Purport by Srila Prabhupada, we'll read now. The result of receiving knowledge from self-realized soul, or one who knows things as they are, is learning that all living beings are part and parcel of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Lord Shri Krishna. The sense of an existence separate from Krishna is called Maya. Ma, not, ya, this. Some think that we have nothing to do with Krishna, that Krishna is only a great historical personality, and the absolute is the impersonal Brahman. Factually, as it is stated in the Bhagavad Gita, this impersonal Brahman is the personal effulgence of Krishna. Krishna, as the Supreme Personality of Godhead, is the cause of everything. In the Brahma Samhita, it is clearly stated that Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead, the cause of all causes. Even the millions of incarnations are only his different expansions. Similarly, the living entities are also expansions of Krishna. The Mayavadi philosophers wrongly think that Krishna loses his own separate existence in many expansions. This thought is material in nature. We have experienced in the material world that a thing, when fragmentally distributed, loses its own original identity. But the Mayavadi philosophers fails to understand that absolute means that 1 plus 1 is equal to 1, and 1 minus 1 is also equal to 1. This is the case in the absolute world. For want of sufficient knowledge in the absolute science, we are now covered with the illusion, and therefore we think that we are separate from Krishna. Although we are separated parts of Krishna, we are nevertheless not different from him. The bodily difference of the living entity is Maya, or not actual fact. We are all meant to satisfy Krishna, but Maya alone. Arjun thought that the temporary bodily relationship with his kinsmen was more important than his eternal spiritual relationship with Krishna. The whole teaching of Gita is targeted towards this end, that a living being, as Krishna's eternal servitor, cannot be separated from Krishna, and his sense of being and identity part from Krishna is called Maya. The living entities, as separate parts and parcel of the Supreme, have a purpose to fulfill. Having forgotten that purpose since time immemorial, they are situated in different bodies as men, animals, demigods, etc. Such bodily differences arise from forgetfulness of the transcendental service of the Lord. But when one is engaged in the transcendental service through Krishna consciousness, one becomes at once liberated from this illusion. One can acquire such pure knowledge only from the bona fide spiritual master and thereby avoid the delusion that the living entity is equal to Krishna. Perfect knowledge is that the super soul, Krishna, is the supreme shelter of all living entities. And giving up such shelter, the living entities are deluded by the material energy, imagining themselves to have a separate identity. Thus, under different standards of material identity, they become forgetful of Krishna. When, however, such deluded living entities become situated in Krishna consciousness, it is to be understood that they are on the path of liberation. As confirmed in Bhagavatam 2.10.6, Muktir Hivanatha Rupam Swarupena Vyavasthiti. Liberation means to be situated in one's constitutional position as an eternal servitor of Krishna, Krishna consciousness. Om Jnanam Timirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshur Unmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha. Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamahyam Dadati Swapadantikam. Vande Aham Shri Gurun Shri Yuta Padkamlam Shri Gurun Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunathanvitam Tam Sajivam Sadvetam Savadhutam Parijan Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagan Lalita Shri Vishakhan Vitamscha Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Pristhaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swamin Iti Namine Namaste Saraswate Devi Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine Vancha Kalpatarubhascha Kripa Sindhubhya Evacha Patita Nam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha. He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dina Bandhu Jagatpate Gopesh Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namastute Tapta Kanchan Gaurangi Vrinda Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Rishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Hari Priya. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaur Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna. So thank you for giving me this opportunity today for speaking on this Sunday feast program for Bhagavad Gita. Yeah. So I would like to seek blessings from all the assembled Vaishnavas so that I can speak something, whatever I have learned. If any mistakes, please feel free to correct me. And it's my humble effort. I'm just trying here. So thank you to all, and please bless me so that I can speak something. So Bhagavad Gita is, as we all know, is a very important book for all of us, and it's for everyone, irrespective of wherever we are, in any country, in any race, any gender. So, and it gives us important messages, important teachings, which can help everyone in their lives. And many great people, as we have in the Bhagavad Gita, if you see in the book itself, in the back page, many people have experienced, have shared their experience, how Bhagavad Gita has helped them. Even though Bhagavad Gita was spoken on the battlefield, someone might think it must be something about how to fight or something like that. But it's not like that. here one person who is Arjun, he's in illusion. He got doubts. And we all, we are not in the battlefield, but like Arjun in the Kurukshetra field. But every day we are facing some challenges. We are in doubts. We are in situations where we don't know what to do. So Bhagavad Gita, when we read Bhagavad Gita, it gives answer to all. It helps us in every situation. And many of us have experienced it already. And we have heard from many great people also, many devotees also, how they have also taken shelter of Bhagavad Gita in many life situations. So in this, as we are doing the systematic study of Bhagavad Gita, and Prabhupada also told in the Bhagavad Gita, in the initial parts, that it should be studied very scrutinizingly. So we started from chapter 1 and we saw how Arjun, even though they assembled in the battlefield for fighting, but he got into illusion and he raises various arguments before Krishna that how he doesn't want to fight. He gave various reasons. We won't go into that, but just to see how the connection is flowing, how the chapters are flowing, because it's very important to know the flow, because Krishna is not just speaking randomly anything anywhere. There is some flow. So when Arjun got bewildered and he gave various reasons to fight, and ultimately in chapter 2, Arjun surrenders to Krishna in verse 2:7 by Karparna Dosho. He said, I don't know what to do. Please tell me, Krishna, what should I do? Then Lord started instructing Arjun about the soul, Karma Yoga, and he taught him about Nishkam Karma Yoga. And at the end, he taught about how to renounce the result of the work. Then Arjun got confused. Okay, you are saying to work also and to say renounce also. Tell me one thing, whether I should work or renounce. Krishna says, Krishna in chapter 3, that's why tells how to do your work. Krishna in chapter 3, he taught Arjun and all of us in what mood the work should be done. Mai sarvani karmani, sannyasa adhatma chetasa. You should work with full knowledge of me, without desires for profit, with no claims to proprietorship, and free from lethargy fight. So Krishna gave a method to Arjun how the work should be done. So then comes the chapter 4. Why? Krishna is giving the transcendental knowledge here, Divya Gyan. Krishna told Arjun in the 3rd chapter, you should do the work remembering me. But when the work is done with knowledge, it's more beneficial. To whom you're doing work for? You're doing work for Krishna. So who is Krishna? That Divya Gyan, that transcendental knowledge is given in chapter 4 by Krishna to Arjun. Chapter 4 starts with Krishna telling Arjun that I gave this knowledge first to sun god Vivaswan, and then it was passed on to Manu, and then to Ikshvaku. So it was passed on in parampara, in lineage. But over the period of time, this knowledge got lost. And that's why I'm speaking to you again, this knowledge, because you're my friend and a devotee. But Arjun got confused. Okay, you said you gave this knowledge to sun god, but you and me, Krishna and Arjun, they're almost of the same age. How come you gave knowledge to sun god that long ago? In answer to that, Krishna reveals his transcendental position about his birth and activities. How? What is the difference between his appearance? What is the difference between the activities of a conditioned living entity and Krishna? And ones who understand the birth, appearance and activities of Krishna never comes to this material world again. Janma karma cha me divyam evam yot veti tattvataha tyaktva deham punarjanma naiti mameti swarjana. One who understands the birth and activities of Krishna never comes back to this material world upon leaving this body. So Krishna reveals his transcendental knowledge, position, the knowledge to Arjun. And then he told various other things about sacrifices through which the knowledge can be gained. But in verse number 434, which we discussed last time, which was discussed last time, Krishna told Arjun the best way to receive the transcendental knowledge, the best way. And that verse is very important for all of us, and which we discussed last week in the Sunday feast program, very detailed. Tad vidhi pranipatena pariprashnena sevya updekshanti te jnanam jnaninas tattva darshina. Krishna told Arjun, just try to learn the truth by approaching a spiritual master, inquiring from him submissively, and render service unto him. The self-realized souls can impart knowledge unto you because they have seen the truth. So Krishna describes to Arjun that how the knowledge cannot be received by yourself, by your own effort. We have to take shelter of a bona fide spiritual master, because this knowledge comes in parampara. How he told before also, that he told it to sun god, then it passed on to Manu, and then to Ikshvaku. So he's telling it's very important to get this transcendental knowledge from a bona fide spiritual master who is in disciplic succession. And how we have to ask? By surrendering, submissively asking and rendering service. The mood of surrendering to spiritual master is given in this verse. We should not have a mood that, okay, we are asking to test someone, to test the guru or testing the spiritual master. Let me see whether they know or not. The mood should be very submissive, and we have to render service. Service can be rendered in two ways. By following the instructions of spiritual master, and by serving physically also. If there are situations then we can serve physically also, that can also be done. In the picture, as you can see in this slide, how the Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is standing and Rupa Goswami is there going down with straw in his mouth and surrendering before him. So that is very important, to surrender before the spiritual master in a very humble way. Because without the mercy of spiritual master, without the mercy of guru, we may get knowledge from various resources. Yeah, we have books available. Nowadays, social media, we have various channels, YouTube channels, various lectures we can hear online. But the surrender to spiritual master, without that, the knowledge will not fructify. Knowledge will, it will remain just mere the knowledge. We won't be able to apply that. So with the mercy of the spiritual master, or there are many gurus actually we have spiritual master who's our initiating guru, and then we have Shiksha Guru who give us the teachings, and then there are many people from whom we learn when we come into Krishna consciousness. So we have to be very submissive before them, and then if there are any inquiries, we have to humbly ask them and serve them with full faith. So that was verse 434. So this 435, which is the topic of discussion for today, is the continuation of actually 434. 434, we know that it is being said how to get the knowledge. But when we get the knowledge from the self-realized soul, spiritual master, what is the result of that? What is the result after that? What happens after that? When we do some activity, there's some result. Okay, when we eat, we feel hunger is gone. We feel, okay, now we are full. So when we receive the knowledge from the spiritual master, what is the after effect? What is the result? That is being given in 435, and even the next few verses after this 435, 36, 37, and I think one more. So this verse is continuation of 434. What happens when we get the knowledge from the self-realized soul? So the translation says, having obtained real knowledge from a self-realized soul, you will never fall again into such illusion. For by this knowledge, you will see that all living beings are but part of the Supreme, or in other words, they are mine. So in this verse, Srila Prabhupada in the purport mentions very important points regarding what happens when a person surrenders to the spiritual master, to a self-realized soul, Tattva-darshan, a self-realized soul who has himself realized. When we surrender to that and receive knowledge from them, what happens to us? In the purport, Srila Prabhupada mentioned, when we surrender before them and take instructions from them, it opens the door to the spiritual knowledge. It opens the door to the spiritual knowledge. And all our ignorance is removed. How? Through the torchlight of that knowledge. When we receive instructions, all the ignorance is removed. All the illusion is gone. That's why in the shloka, it is said, Na punar moham yassasi. When you got knowledge, all the moha, all the illusion is gone. What is the biggest illusion all the living entities we have? One of the biggest, actually, that we see from beginning in the Bhagavad Gita, Krishna is telling main teachings that we are not this body, we are spirit soul. That is a very big illusion. We misidentify ourselves with this body. We feel, oh, we are this body. Whoever is related to this body is mine. This is my country. This is my family. So everything goes around this body, which we call is a skin disease. It's called skin disease. Oh, this person belongs to me, my children, my family, my country people. So they are my people. And same illusion, Arjun was also bewildered. The battle for which they were preparing from so long, they already blew the conch shells. And after that, he says to Krishna, how can I fight with all these people? My guru is standing. All my cousins are standing. All my near and dear ones are standing before me. How can I kill them? I won't be able to enjoy if they all die. So Arjun is also an illusion here that my people, because they're his relatives, my brothers, my uncle, my guru, and all our other friends, they're all standing before me. How can I kill them just for my sake? And if I kill them, how will I be happy? So Arjuna is thinking only because of these people, he can be happy. If he lives with his family members, he can be happy. So he's disregarding the fact that everyone is his, actually. He's only working on the bodily platform. That is what Krishna is telling here. You will never fall again into such illusion. Why? The next part says, then one more example I would like to say regarding this before I move on to the next part. In Mahabharata also we see Dhritarashtra. Dhritarashtra also always in illusion we see. From the beginning, in Bhagavad Gita also we see, when he is talking to Sanjaya, he said, tell me, what did my sons and sons of Pandu do? So he is not considering the Pandu to be from his own family. He's considering the Duryodhan, Dushasana only my sons. So he is also working on this like me and my platform. Yeah, whoever is me, whoever is my family, my children. So Krishna is saying to Arjun, when a person receives this knowledge from a self-realized soul, he will never fall again into such illusion. And Dhritarashtra also receives knowledge from Vidura. In Bhagavatam it is said, Dhritarashtra was given knowledge by Vidura. So we see, when a person receives knowledge, he will not fall into illusion. For by this knowledge, he will see that all living beings are but part of the Supreme. Part of the Supreme. So what he will see is every living entity is part and parcel of Krishna. Part and parcel of Krishna. What does that mean? But we are all part and parcel of Krishna. We are qualitatively, we might be same, but quantitatively, we are not same with Krishna. Like the hand is a part of a body. We see the hand is a part of body. And the hand, what this does is serve the body. So living entity, we all are part and parcel of Krishna. And when we understand this fact by surrendering unto the self-life soul, we will see that we also, every living entity, here every living entity just doesn't mean that human beings. It refers to all living entities, trees, birds, reptiles, human beings, demigods, everyone. Everyone belongs to Krishna. That's why I say, Krishna says, Drakshasi. You will see each and every living entity is part and parcel of Krishna. So seeing everything in relation to Krishna. When you see other living entity, you see not only the outer dress, no, the body, yeah, which may be Indian, American, Chinese, Japanese, that is the outer covering. But you will see inside the Krishna. This person is also part and parcel of Krishna. This person is also part and parcel of Krishna. Even the small ant, that ant is also part and parcel of Krishna. Even a big elephant, that is also part and parcel of Krishna. So we will see each and everyone in relation to Krishna, and which will help us in so many things. Nowadays, especially, we see so many problems with this outer body covering. We see racial discrimination. So much, it's not uncommon. Racial discrimination. When we see each and every living entity as a part and parcel of Krishna, there will be no racial discrimination, because everyone is son of Krishna, everyone is a daughter of Krishna. We all belong to Krishna. So all these problems like racial discrimination, gender discrimination, they're all based on outward dresses, our outer covering. Outer covering is like whatever body we have. But actually, each and every living entity is part and parcel of Krishna. Even when we understand this fact that how every living entity is part and parcel of Krishna, we see this animal slaughtering. In animals also, we will see that this living entity also belongs to Krishna. So why it should be killed? So that will also stop. But it will bring solution to so many other problems. So this is mainly two results here are given. Like first, a person becomes free from all illusion, from this bodily conception of life, that my body, my relationships, my country. And then by this knowledge, you will be able to see that all living entities are part and parcel of Krishna. And then if you see Krishna in everyone, there will be no enviness. There will be all loving relationships, because we all are coming from one Supreme Father. So that is the two main things, two effects which are given. And one more thing, when we understand that we are part and parcel of Krishna, then it is also revealed that what is our relationship to Krishna. Our relationship to Krishna is to serve Krishna all the time. When we serve Krishna under the instructions of our spiritual master, then we can have these realizations, whatever the results are given, very easily. By our own efforts, very hard to get such realizations. For example, if we try to feel separated from Krishna, that is the illusion. Prabhupada in the purport says, if you are separate from Krishna, your separation from Krishna is Maya. That is what Maya is. Our constitutional position is to serve Krishna. When we serve Krishna, we will be happy. By serving Krishna, we all can stay happy. For example, if there is a tree and you water the root of a tree, automatically the leaves, the twigs, the branches, they feel nourished. They don't dry. Because the root of the tree is watered, that's why the whole plant, whole tree is nourished. Similarly, if we practice Krishna consciousness and please Krishna, we all will feel happy. We all will feel happy by serving Krishna. Because Krishna, by serving Krishna, like the root of the tree is watered, all the plant, whole plant becomes nourished. Similarly, by serving Krishna, we all can become happy. Rather, if we go against it, if we say, no, we want to enjoy separate from Krishna, then we are here, we see in Bhagavad Gita, it is written that how this material world is dukhalya shashvatam. It's full of miseries. Sometimes there might be some happiness, temporary happiness. But otherwise, there are miseries which we have to face, thinking that we want to enjoy separately from Krishna. But when we serve Krishna under the guidance of spiritual master, we can become free from all illusion. Because we are suffering in this material world because of this bodily conception. Whatever problems we have, because we think, we have fear, we have so many fears. We have so many fears regarding our body. Yeah? This will happen, that will happen, this problem will come, that problem will come. But when we come out from this illusion of bodily concept of life, all the fears will be gone. All the fear will be gone. We will be fearless. Fearless. This is the formula of becoming fearless. Otherwise, this every step there is a danger, and danger relating to family. Sometimes we are worried about our near and dear ones. Sometimes what our children, everyone, all bodily relationships we don't worry about the other people, mostly about the bodily relationships. But when we get this knowledge, transcendental knowledge, under the guidance of the spiritual master, self-realized soul, then we can easily come out from this illusion. And we'll see Krishna in each and every living entity. Now, how each and every living entity is part and parcel of Krishna. In Bhagavatam, there are some examples. Which we can see this point has been given, that how by taking the shelter of spiritual master, different people got benefited. They were in situations, but they took shelter of bona fide spiritual master, and then they got free from the delusion and they practiced devotional service. In Bhagavatam, Canto 6, we have an example of Chitraketu Maharaj. Chitraketu Maharaj, he was one of the king, and he had no sons, even though he had many wives, but he had no son. And he was always lamenting for the want of son. I want son, even though everything was with him, but one thing which was missing was son. So by the sages came, and he got blessing from the sages, and he got a son finally. But later on, his son died, which made him fall into illusion. He was lying on the floor. He was crying like anything. He couldn't do anything. And at that time, Narad Muni and Angira Muni, they came to him and they instructed him about the real fact, about the soul, about the body, everything. And Narad Muni actually gave him a lot of instructions, through which Chitraketu Maharaj came out of that illusion. And he practiced devotional service later on. So by the mercy of Narad Muni, he got out from the illusion, and then he practiced devotional service. The same way, there is a pastime like of hunter Mrigari. Mrigari or hunter, he used to kill animals, and not only kill them fully, he used to kill them half kill, so that they suffer. They will suffer more when they're half killed. So Narad Muni gave him instructions, and he turned that Mrigari hunter into a devotee. And one more time, like Narad Muni himself, he received these transcendental knowledge from the pure devotees. In his previous life, when he was the son of a maid servant, he served the sages, various devotees. During the 4-month rainy season, they served them. He served them with his mother, heard from them, and received their remnants. And through their mercy, he also got free from, he got this birth, Narad Muni. He became Narad Muni later. So through the mercy of the pure devotees, anyone in any situation, we have various examples in Bhagavatam, and even Chaitanya Charitamrita. Whenever there is some we can say confusion, or someone is in illusion, the great devotees, we should be very careful to take where to take instructions from. When we take instruction from an authorized source, that will help us. So taking instructions here and there will rather can be disaster actually. So we have to be very careful taking instruction from a bona fide place. Here Narad Muni is one of the Mahajan, and we have seen in Bhagavatam, he gave instructions to many people, and how their life changed after the instructions. So after this 35th verse, where Krishna is telling Arjun that when you receive this knowledge from a self-realized soul, you will become free from illusion, Maya, this bodily conception of life, my people, my kinsmen. You will become free from them. And you will see that all living entities, each and every one, not only human and living entity, trees, birds, animals, demigods, everyone, they're part and parcel of me. They belong to me. Krishna is saying. So this will be the two effects when you receive knowledge from a self-realized soul. Later in this chapter, continuously, even the next few verses, this transcendental knowledge has been glorified by comparing this transcendental knowledge to the boat. How the boat is used to cross over the river. This transcendental knowledge, when received from a bona fide teacher, a self-realized soul, it can help us cross this ocean of material world. Then there is a comparison given with the fire. There is a comparison given with the sun in the next few verses. How this transcendental knowledge acts as a boat, as a fire. It acts as a fire because it burns the reactions of all sinful activities. It acts as a sun because it's all purifying. The sun, wherever it falls, it purifies that place. Even on the filthy place, if sun falls, sun rays go, it purifies it. So no matter what kind of person we are, but when we receive this transcendental knowledge from a bona fide source, we become purified. So what teaching we get is, from this whole instance, what we are reading is, we have to approach a spiritual master and approach spiritual master, ask submissively, render service to him. And by rendering service and asking submissively and surrendering to him, we'll be able to understand the spiritual science, the transcendental knowledge. Otherwise, this transcendental knowledge will remain a mystery. It will just remain a mystery. And when we act on the instructions of the spiritual master by chanting, by performing devotional service, chanting, doing arti, we are remembering Krishna, we are hearing the pastimes of Krishna, we are reading Bhagavatam, we are engaging in different limbs of bhakti, but under the guidance of spiritual master. When we engage in them, by engaging in those limbs, depending on our surrender, our sincerity, all the illusion, all the misconceptions we have, they will all be removed. They will all be removed, and will be free from this, all the illusion that Krishna is mentioning in this verse. Arjun, you will become free from illusion. And it's not only for Arjun, we are all in illusion. We can see practically, we are hearing this sentence, we are not this body, we are soul. But acting on it, like we have to think a lot, like we forget sometimes. We forget sometimes. Most of the time, we can see in our day-to-day life, how many hours a day we acted on this platform. How many times a day we didn't get agitated when someone said to me something. Someone said to my bodily covering, we get agitated. But when we do devotional service under the guidance of spiritual master, following the rules and regulations, whatever are prescribed, and not our mental, I want to do this, like that's why I'm doing like this. We have to follow as it is, whatever is told by spiritual master, and we perform devotional service, then all those misconceptions will be gone and will be eventually will get free from them by taking shelter of spiritual master and Krishna. So ultimately, Krishna, we see in the final, in Bhagavad Gita also, Krishna, final words of Krishna is Sarv Dharmana Parityajya Mamekam Sharanam Vraja. We have to leave everything, all religion. Krishna is saying, just surrender unto me. How we can surrender unto Krishna? Only by taking shelter of spiritual master. We cannot approach Krishna directly. So when we take shelter of spiritual master, learn from him and surrender to Krishna, then there will be no fear. Krishna said, do not fear. Krishna is giving an assurance. Do not fear. Become fearless. So in conclusion, I would like to say, like, we have to be very careful from where to take instructions. And when we get instruction from a bona fide resource, we have to act on them, follow the instruction properly, so that the results will come. Otherwise, we will be there, but if we are not doing properly, the result won't show up, and then the faith loses. So we have to be very careful, following the instructions very nicely, and then all the realizations will come. Thank you. Hare Krishna. Yeah, that's all for today. Hare Krishna. Thank you. Thank you. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, thank you, Mother Revati, very much for that class and the slides that you showed. They were very helpful in understanding the topic. Let's open it up for any questions or discussion from the devotees in the audience. Let's see if we have anything. Okay. Going once? Twice? So one thing that Ravinder Shuprabhu used to say is that if there's no questions, that means everybody understood. Very nice presentation. So we thank you very much. And a couple quick announcements that we have for the devotees. Tomorrow, well, first is today, the temple will be open now at 6 o'clock to 7:15 for those that want to come for darshan. Those that pick up milk from Gita Nagari, they can do so as well. Tomorrow is the appearance day of Advaita Acharya. Advaita Acharya is one of Lord Chaitanya's primary associates. It was he who called for the Lord to descend and thus kicked off the pastimes of Lord Chaitanya, which started the Sankirtan movement, which we are a part of today. So tomorrow we celebrate his birth or his appearance into this world. So we have a morning class at 7:50 with Ram Charan Prabhu, and then we have an evening program starting at 5 o'clock with His Grace Balabhadra Prabhu. It's also a fast till noon day, so that's another way to honor Advaita Acharyas, fasting until noon. Then on throughout the week, we have daily programs. We hope that you can join us for some, if not all of them. Every morning, 7:50, we have Srimad Bhagavatam class. Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, we have our Bhagavad Gita happy hour. It's a half hour of Bhagavad Gita, where we read Srila Prabhupada's verses and purports, and have a little discussion at the end. Thursday night is our Srila Prabhupada Leela night. And we'll be, it is our Srila Prabhupada Leela night, but it's also our shloka learning night as well. So from 6:40 to 7 o'clock, Vishnu Gada Prabhu is teaching the devotees different famous verses and how to chant them and memorize them and learn them. And then at 7 o'clock, we read about different pastimes of Srila Prabhupada. Currently, we're studying how the temple in Juhu, Bombay, one of the largest temples in ISKCON, was established. And we have a special guest speaker on Friday night. So please mark your calendars for Friday at 7 o'clock. His Holiness Hridayananda Maharaj will be giving a talk for ISKCON of Philadelphia for the devotees. Please pass the message around. Others can join outside of ISKCON of Philadelphia, but specifically on the request of the devotees here, Maharaj is coming to he's going to be on Zoom to give a class. He's going to be speaking about Srila Prabhupada's mission in the West. Maharaj, although a very senior devotee in ISKCON, joined in 1970 and took on many projects for ISKCON around the world. He also has his PhD in Sanskrit and Indian studies from Harvard University. And most recently, he began really focusing on how to preach Krishna consciousness, spread Krishna consciousness in the contemporary Western environment. He began in 2013 an initiative called Krishna West, which some of you know about as well. So we're definitely looking forward to a lively conversation with Hridayananda Maharaj on Friday at 7 o'clock. Now, he uses a different Zoom account. So on the newsletter, there's a different Zoom number. We'll send a reminder out when it gets closer, but keep that in mind. It's not going to be the typical Philadelphia Zoom account. And then the following Monday, just trying to get it out there, we are celebrating Lord Nityananda's appearance day. So another associate of Lord Chaitanya, Lord Nityananda, the savior of the most fallen. We're going to be celebrating that. Hopefully, we're planning on celebrating that in the temple room. And then the Sunday after that, which would be the 20th, we're hoping to open back up for the Sunday feast. We know that many of you are eager to come back to the temple. We'll still have the programs online for those that are uncomfortable yet coming back. But right now, that is the plan. So any questions about that? If I left anything off before we end? Okay, we thank you very much for joining us tonight. We hope to see you tomorrow for Dvaitacharya's appearance day. And once again, special thanks to you, Mother Revati, for a very wonderful Bhagavad Gita class. Hare Krishna.
Thank you. Hare Krishna. Thank you.
Vanchakalpatarubhyacha kripasindhubhya
Thank you very much. Hare Krishna.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.